What's up, traders? Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going over my entire month of June. We're going to talk about the good and what we can learn from those winning trades. We're going to talk about the bad and what we can learn from my 2 red days, only 2 red days in June. We're also going to talk about the success in our mentorship group, specifically around one of our members who just got approved for a $40,000 payout. So let's get into it. All right, boys, let's just jump right in. So if you don't know who I am, first, my name is Austin Silver. I'm the owner of ASFX. I run the Day Trading Show podcast. All you got to do is make sure you're subscribed here on the channel. That way you don't miss any of my tutorials, any of my recaps, of course, any of my podcasts as well. First, I want to highlight the success from Mark. Mark is one of our Black Shirt Club members. I'm trying to get Mark to come on ASFX TV to talk about his success. I'd love to have him do a podcast with me as well, so I'm going to push him on that. If you guys hit the comments and say, Mark, come on the show, maybe he'll listen a little bit more. But sometimes really great traders in our mentorship group don't want to be super popular on social media, and I respect that. But I have to highlight his success. Mark and I have been working together for about 6 months. He's been in the program. We've been really grinding it out. And he's one of the members who came in already seeing success as a CFD trader, as a Forex trader. He was doing really well. He had already taken payouts from a few different CFD firms, CFD prop firms, but then he made the switch to futures, as many US traders like myself had to do earlier this year when most of the CFD firms were not accepting US clients. And Mark crushed it when he went over to futures. So now, seeing this 40K payout get approved and hit, he has 20 Apex accounts that he copies to. All he does is try to make $200-$300 a day max. Stack those up, and now he's taking a nice payout from Apex. So Mark, thank you for being in the group. Thank you for being a great trader. Thank you for being an inspiration to me and everyone else that knows you, that sees this. Everybody watching this video, this is the stuff that everybody shoots for. And it's one thing when I show my payouts or I show our coaches' payouts, but it's another thing when I can show success from someone in our mentorship group and they will say that the group itself is a big contributing factor to their success. So hopefully we'll get Mark on stream and we'll be able to go over some of his keys or tips for big payouts like this. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. Now, speaking of ASFX TV, before we get into the charts here, if you did not know, we are now streaming only in the New York session. We changed the schedule. Tom and James are not streaming London session anymore. James is going to be streaming Wednesdays and Fridays after me at about 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. Tom is going to be streaming Tuesdays and Thursdays before Evan as a pre-market stream. We're going to also move our live podcast with me and Clay. That's going to happen midday, 12 o'clock Eastern time on Wednesdays. That's before Power Hour. Power Hour stays the same. Wednesdays and Thursdays, 3 to 4 p.m., the last hour, the best hour, only on ASFX TV. So if you are not currently streaming and trading with us, I'm going to put a link for a 7-day free trial down in the description. Take it. It's a week free. Come check it out. You will not be sorry. Considering this is still only $10 a month, and I'm thinking about raising the price soon, you want to lock this in now. We are making more than $10 a day trading together. We have been on an incredible hot streak. So come check out ASFX TV. Now, one more housekeeping thing. I will be speaking with Sam Dagash and David Capablanca at their event in Los Angeles in October. If you can join us, there are still early bird tickets available, not many, but if you use this link, I'm going to put it in the description, and you use my code ASFX, you can save. It's literally 3 days worth of networking and learning for about $500. It's an incredible deal. That includes a dinner, that includes a full day seminar at the DoubleTree in Los Angeles. You got to be there. We have 5 or 6 Black Shirt Club members, mentorship students, coming to this event. So if you're thinking, hey, I want to get around some serious traders, I can guarantee you that's what you're going to get out of this event. Plus the mindset hacks, the techniques, the tactics that Sam and David are going to share. I'm actually going to be speaking on stage. It's an incredible event. It really is. And I'm super excited to go into the liberal stronghold of California together, you, me, and all of our members, and hold it down and fight for freedom, fight for new ideas, fight for innovation. That's what we're doing in LA. So if you can join us, the link is in the description. Now, let's get into the stats that you're all here for. You know I got to do my housekeeping thing before we get going, just because I know not all of you see my tweets and my emails and my Instagram stuff, so I use these videos to kind of catch everybody up. So now you know about the Black Shirt Club success, you know about the ASFX TV changes, and you know about the event coming up in October in Los Angeles. Now, here's my stats. We're only looking at funded accounts. We're only looking at XFAs with Topstep. I'm trading with Topstep on all these accounts. This month, I only had 2 red days, Thursday and Friday at the beginning of the month. That was June 6th and June 7th. If you go back with these funded accounts into May, you can see only 2 red days in May. You can go back into April, only 1 red day in April. So it's been a really great quarter. And it's really because I don't focus on the day-to-day that much. I do my best to trade. I stop when I feel like I've made enough money, and I stack those green days. You can see at the top, I have an 86% daily win rate. So I win more days by far than I lose. My profit factor is 2.4. My trade win percentage is 64%, which has pretty much been that way for 3-4 years. If you've been watching me here on YouTube, that's basically 65 to 70% is the win rate that I am able to maintain. My average win to loss is 1.38, so that keeps me profitable. Now, this month put me in a great position. On 3 of my XFAs, I'm up 3,500, 4,800, and 1,500. So I'm able to take payouts if I wanted to on all 3 accounts. I'm not taking a payout. I haven't taken a payout yet. I'm going to try to stack them a little bit bigger. Really, I think my goal is going to be to get over that threshold. For a 150K account, the threshold is 4,500. Then your drawdown is 0. So then everything above 4,500, I'm going to start taking as payouts. But I put myself in a really good position, not only to take the payouts, but also to get on the Topstep leaderboard, which is, for better or worse, it's a goal of mine. For my ego, for my marketing, whatever you want to call it, I want it to be checked boxed. So I'm shooting for that. I told Nick for a tick, I'm giving him a run for his money. And I like the competition. I know he does too. There's some great traders at Topstep. Dakota, Rips, Nick, unbelievable guys. Isaac, there's some other really good ones too. So I'm going to give him a run for it. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to see me do it, just make sure you're tuning in on ASFX TV and on Topstep TV. I'm there for Power Hour on Topstep TV every single Tuesday. So let's go into the stats a little bit more, and then we'll spend some time actually talking about my trades. This video might get a little long, but I want to give you guys as much detail. If you're watching this far into it, you'll probably watch the whole thing is my thought. So I'll go slow and try to break it down for you. So you can see we have in June, let's just make sure we're only looking at June here. Let's go last month. Yep, perfect. So let's take a look at these stats. So average winning trade is $412. Average losing trade is $298. Number of winning trades, 25. Number of losing trades, 14. If we take a look, my average hold time, my winners, I hold them for about 27 minutes, and my losers, I'm able to cut them a little faster at about 17 minutes, which that is a really helpful stat because if I'm in a trade for more than 30 minutes and I'm in profit, fine, that's okay. But if I'm in a trade for more than 20, 30 minutes and I'm losing, chances are that's going to be a loser. So that time stat really helps me a lot. I also like to look at average daily P&L. I'm making about $437 a day across winning and losing days, but you can see average winning day is $615, average losing day is $630. Largest profitable day was $1,000. Largest losing day was $975. So still keeping the wins bigger than the losses for the most part, which is, in my opinion, very important. Like I said, profit factor 2.4, so that's good. Trade expectancy, 157, so not bad. I mean, I'm very happy with these stats. This is how you kind of stack and grow. Without oversizing, I'm very rarely trading more than 3 contracts, so I'm keeping the size small, keeping the risk tight, and I'm trying to just stack wins. I'm going to say that probably 10 times. Take a shot for every time I say stack wins. Now you can see midday, if we look at performance by hour, midday is actually where I'm losing the most money, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and 1 o'clock. But when we come back for that 2 to 4 p.m. time, I do really well, power hour, crushing it. And then at the open, 9 to 10. So I make my money in spurts, in the morning spurt and in the afternoon spurt. Part of that is because now we're using the 15-minute opening range, which sets from 9:30 to 9:45. We're using Edgeful for stats to find really good trades, specifically around gap fills. I'm going to make another video about that. And I'm also using Bookmap. Bookmap is an order flow software that shows me where big blocks of orders are. Those big blocks tend to act as magnets, as we'll talk about when I go over some of my trades, and that's helped me a lot too. So I think the changes in my trading, still using VWAP, but really focused on Bookmap, order flow, and the 15-minute opening range. If you want to understand how I trade, I have a free futures course. It's 3 hours. It's totally free. I'll put a link for that in the description as well, so you guys can check that out if you haven't already. So that's my trade by time. Now let's check my trade by days of the week, just because people are always curious about this. You see, I make most of my money Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Mondays and Fridays are my least traded days. Friday is actually my least profitable day too. So usually I'm focused Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, crushing it. Mondays and Fridays, some Fridays I take off. I hang out with my son. We go to the driving range. We play in the pool. We play outside, whatever we got to do. I got the home gym set up with the pool, the sauna. We do the whole thing. So I like to try to not be stuck at the desk. You know what I'm saying? I'm here on 4th of July at 12 o'clock in the afternoon filming a video, but that's because markets are closed and it's hard to film these videos when markets are open. So this was really good. I'm glad to see this. Now let me be critical of myself. One thing I need to do better is tagging my trades here by setup and by mistake. You see, I'm not doing that yet. I'm really going to stick on myself to try to do that more in the back half of this year. I want to tag my trades to understand which entry signal is working really well for me. At one point, I was using the playbook feature to tag A2s and VWAP trades, but as you can see, this month I did none of that. So I need to get better at tagging my trades. You guys can hold me accountable to that. But those are the stats of the month across the 3 funded accounts. Again, when you have TradeZella, you can come in and see these reports, which is extremely helpful. You can see even, like, we can go into detail, not just on days, we can go into detail on the weeks and blah, blah, blah. It's just very detailed. So I highly recommend you use TradeZella. And I do have a discount code that'll be in the description as well if you're not signed up for TradeZella. That's my main affiliate thing. I don't do a lot of affiliates. It's top one for the podcast. I do TradeZella. We have a couple other ones, Edgeful. I try to promote them. So I don't try to do too much with the promotion, guys. So if I'm promoting something, it's probably worth you checking out. TradeZella definitely is that. So now you see the stats, you saw the month, you saw the previous months, you saw the green. Now let's talk about the losing trades. We're going to start with the 2 days, the back-to-back red days that happened for me at the beginning of the month. So you'll see I'm marking off 15-minute opening range low, ORL. I'm marking off 15-minute opening range high, ORH. ATH is all-time high, and you can see initial low of day. That's the pre-market low or the pre-market high, whatever it is. That's the initial low. So I'm going to use some slang here, and if you don't know what I'm saying, just write a comment on this video and I'll answer for you. This was a trade where I got long in the middle of the range. Now, this is in the beginning of the month, and I've gotten better over the month at not taking trades in the middle of the range because I know that they tend to be the most choppy. So I took this trade, tapped in profit for a small win. It popped for me, dropped. I had my stop loss locked because it moved quickly about halfway to my target, and I ended up getting nothing out of this. And this is where the day started to get a little red. So I didn't stick in this trade, and I think that ended up messing with my psychology a little bit. So as the month has gone on, I've been able to stick in my trades that I take in the middle of the range better. So what is the range, you might be thinking? When I'm saying that, I'm using key levels of the 15-minute opening range and all-time high, previous day's high, previous day's low, and initial low of today. Those are like my key levels. So high of day, 15-minute opening range, all-time high, yesterday's high and low. That's really what I'm doing. This blue line here is a VWAP from the New York market open. The black line is a VWAP from the start of day at 6 p.m. Eastern time, the night before, basically. So this was the first trade, not terrible, definitely could have been better. But as you can see, the rest of that day, it just chopped sideways. I tried to buy it again here at 10:30 in the morning. That one I took a loss on. So again, middle of range, in between 15-minute opening range low and opening range high, I get chopped around. I don't win those trades. Versus the trade here was, see how it breaks the range to the downside? The shorts here off the bottom of the range were actually the trade down to initial low of day. So then, as the market moves lower, it breaks out lower underneath initial low of day. So now, finally, I decided to jump in the party short. It's at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which from my stats, you know that's not the best time for me. And I ended up taking a loss on this one. So just couldn't hit it here today. Then I flipped the bias. I got in here on a combine. This was not on a XFA. I was done on the funded accounts after the losses. And I made some money back here to just mentally feel like I finally could hit something and finish the day profitable. This was at 1 o'clock. 1:15 Eastern time. So my rule for my funded accounts is I will take 2 trades, basically 2 poker chips. If I lose, and I'm only trading ES, I'm not trading NQ or anything like that. If I lose the first trade, I'll try the second trade, and it'll be the same direction, same asset, could even be the same size. If I lose both of those, I'm done. There are some days where I take the second trade and I get a break even on it. I will then give myself that chip back as like a third trade to take, and I'll give myself one more opportunity. But 2 losses, I'm done on that for the day. Absolutely. So that was the Thursday. Now, you can see here's that trade as it comes higher. We get a nice little pop here again in the afternoon during power hour. So we make money on the combine long here. Max daily profit target hit on the combine after the 3 losing trades because here's a break even. So the chip doesn't count. First trade. Second trade was a loss. Third trade was a loss. Okay. Done on funded accounts today. Done, done, done. See ya. Now, long here on a combine, made some money. Long here on a combine. Look, I put 10 contracts on it because the way I trade combines, I trade them very heavy, very hard to pass them as quick as possible since I'm already in a good position with XFAs, right? I can fill up like 1 or 2 more XFA slots, hopefully more when Topstep allows us to have more, but I trade combines very hard. So you'll see max daily profit target gets hit sometimes when I trade those. Now we come into Friday. Friday, I let the news come in here. NFP shoots us lower. It tries to bounce. We take out the daily VWAP. The yellow VWAP here is the news VWAP. The purple VWAP is the low of day. Blue is New York open. Here, I tried to sell it off the 15-minute opening range high. I end up getting out of this trade quickly on the XFA. I get long, and I basically get nothing out of it again, as you can see. Just get tapped for nothing. Then, later in the day, tried to buy it again, just being a typical D-head. Late day longs, the move clearly already happened, trying to catch a pop to ADR. I'm buying the break of the high of day VWAP, which is an entry signal that we teach, and it works. Not all the time, though. This one ends up taking me out for a loss. And then one more try, stupid ass trying to buy this after the big sell-off. I tried again as it broke that same VWAP, and I took a loss there. So that was my 2 red days for this month. I ended up just kind of resetting my brain, coming back in the following week, and just stringing together, as you can see, what would be a really solid month. So let me show you the Monday, June 10th that came after. No trades taken, but I really liked this markup off of the 15-minute opening range. You can see here's those black lines that set that 15-minute opening range. That's from 9:30 to 9:45. So the long there with the stop at the initial low of day, the pre-market low, that long worked beautifully. Beautifully. So now, as you can see, 3 days of trading, and I'm starting to build a little more confidence in the opening range. That was Thursday, Friday, Monday. Now we'll go into Tuesday. Tuesday, we went to work. So we go here, tried to short the break here as it moves lower, made some money on that, caught a little momentum. As we move out of that 15-minute opening range, again, same entry. I made money on that one move, tried again on the bottom of the 15-minute opening range. I made a little bit of money, and then it ends up stopping me in profit on the rest of it. Scalped it for $400. Happy with that. Then another trade here. As we break back into the 15-minute opening range, I trade to the top side of the range. Starting to dig myself out here from the previous Thursday, Friday. This is now Tuesday. You can see also I, at this point, made the switch to stop looking at pre-market as much, and I'm only looking at regular trading hours. That's how I can see the gap from today's open to yesterday's close, and I can see the 15-minute opening range lines. Those are indicators. Thank you to Edgeful for setting that up for us. And then final trade of the day, long here, closed here at the end of the day. This is a power hour trade. Held into some drawdown, 10-point stop, but ended up able to be profitable. So squeaking my way through here, building a little confidence. Then we get to Wednesday here. Wednesday, great trade here, long on the 50K XFA. Stop was under the CPI VWAP, ended up making money on this. So you can see I start to string some wins together. Now, I want to fast forward. You can see Thursday we do well, Friday we do well, we're making money. Now, let's go to Tuesday of last week. Now, this is where I'm starting to take more pictures of Bookmap. I'm starting to really pay attention to this. You can see 150K XFA, short from the middle of the range, closed it right here before the news at the bottom of the range. So I'm getting sharper with my reads on the range, and I'm knowing what trade I'm taking, whether I'm at the top, the bottom, or the middle of the range, to determine where I should be taking profit. On top of that, I'm using Edgeful, as you can see. It normally fills gap ups on Tuesday 63% of the time. So this gap up right here, you see that gap? That's what made me want to short this to fill that gap. And there we go. We get the fill. You can see here, later in the day, I see a big block of orders. Now I'm, like I said, using more Bookmap, more order flow, 55.30. So we trade here from middle of range, stop at the gap fill line. We end up making a nice move here to 55.30. So the Bookmap starts to become a really key part of my trading as the month goes on. And here's what I can show you about this. And I'm going to do more videos for this. These solid lines are where big orders are. So for example, you see this big red block right here. You can see this orange and red here. That was at 55.30. So my trade is taken down here in the 23s. That trade in the 23s is because I see that block above as a magnet. I don't see any big blocks below as a magnet. So when I see that big block, price tends to attract to that level. And that's where we see, you hate to say easy in this business, but that's where we see really, really nice wins. I'll show you another one here. Again, Second trade on this XFA, long on the hold of the 15-minute opening range high. So I'm trading off of the 15-minute opening range high after the sellers could not take control here at 11 o'clock. This one ends up being a beautiful rip. We saw orders above at 55.36 and at 55.40, and they fill. So you'll find that when there are huge blocks of orders, they tend to fill. Like look at this one. Again, long at 33, we saw orders at 40, I was out at 38. Happy with that win at the end of the day. With Power Hour, another little tip, if I'm up with 5-10 minutes to go, I'm locking my stop and I'm getting aggressive. But otherwise, I'm kind of waiting because we see that in Power Hour, sometimes the move happens in literally the last 2 minutes or the last 1 minute. I've seen it go 10, 11 points on ES in the last 1 minute of the day. So this was the month, right? And I can go into more and more charts, but I'm watching the timer on this video and I don't want it to be too long. I hope this helps. If you have questions about my trading, please comment on this video. I'm happy to help. Please consider joining us on ASFX TV for the free trial. You'll see me take these trades live. You'll see me manage them live. And I mean, we've strung together already a good start to July. We had a great win here on Monday. Using the book map again, look at how those orders will stand out to you. Look at how thick they are. That's how we know it'll try to pull itself there. Right? And then look at this is what it looks like as it trades through. See how then they disappear? Because those orders fill. On those big volume balls, that's those orders filling right here. And that was the trade we took in Power Hour here, trading up to the 36s. Long at 29, up to 32. I didn't get the full move to 36. I always can do better. I always leave money on the table. But for me, I'm not trying to be Superman. I'm trying to just be green, get payouts. Be green, get payouts. So now we started July off really well. And again, June, extremely well as well. If we look at all accounts here, go back to June, you can see a great month in June. Very happy with that. Look, some days I make $500, some days I make $1,000, some days I make 200, some days I make 500. For me, the size, that will come. As I trade more contracts, that will come. Right now, I'm building a lot of confidence with Bookmap. I'm always trying to get 1% better every day. So I never feel like trading is this thing you get where it's like, I'm perfect and I know how to do this. But I'm very confident in my trading after this year so far, especially after making the switch to futures. I mean, May was really good for me. Go back to April. April was really good as well. So the last few months have been incredible. We did a February review. You guys saw February was good. So it's been a great year, partially due to me trying to get better every day, taking in new information, learning from other traders, partially due, I think, to futures trading and the challenges being easier to pass. But now seeing, like, if you check this out, look in the BlackShirtClub here. We have a success stories chat. So Mark got his 50K payouts approved, right? Got his payout certificate. Randy passed his first combine this month. Tom got a payout from Apex this month. Lucas passed his first combine this month. Ryan passed combine this month. Thomas passed combine in May. Christine passed in May. Jan passed in June. Tom got funded with all 3 companies back in May. So you can see that this is not just me or our coaches. It's also people in the Black Shirt Club. Zach having a great June so far. David passing multiple combines with Apex. Tanner passing with Topstep. Carlos passing with Topstep. Evan passing with Topstep. Randy passing with Apex. And then there's me back in March. So you can see there's not just me. And I think that should be the most motivating thing. So hopefully this helps. I'm going to shut up now. If you are interested in trading with me, come to ASFX TV. If you want to join the mentorship group, go to asfx.biz/BSC. But just make sure you're subscribed here on YouTube. I'm dropping podcasts every 4 or 5 days. I'm going to keep dropping as many videos as I can. But the main thing is come trade with us on ASFX TV. I really appreciate you. If you watched all the way through, comment down below. Let me know you're the true champ here. You're the true winners. And I hope this video helped. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you guys in the next one.